Okay, there we go. Trying to position the phone so at least it would be in the... What's blocking? Okay, there we go. I'm just trying to catch my bearings real quick because this has just not been the best of days for me, I'm sad to say. That's just one of my notifications popping up. I don't have my pink phone with me because I had to leave it at the house to charge. Hold on. I just need to get out this complex. I just need to put on my directions to get out the complex. All right. Hold on. Start directions. My feet, both of my feet are hurting. Like, this has been one of them days. Hey, what's up, Andre? What's up, Chi-Town?
Head southwest on Berry Park Road.
Okay. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't need you talking, lady. Hold on. I don't need you talking. All right. I just need you to point me in the right direction. That's all I need. So I'm backtracking so I can, head back to the house. But, mommy had, asked if I could go pick the boy up. I said, yeah, it's fine. I said today was the last day. He should get his little check for tomorrow. So he should be able to get to work how he chooses to get to work. Like I said, I'm not going to stress myself over it. Not like I did, but I'm just saying in general. Oh, I know I am. I know I am. Never mind. Hold on. I can turn this off. So anyways, like I said, my day got started off, with the boy and this ride stuff. And then, like I said, I got a stupid bullshit ass text. Obviously right now is not the best time for me to try to date. Like, I think we made that clear with all the shit that had happened with the trap house and all that stuff. And then the aftermath that but it's still affecting me. So I started talking about it. Y'all know that's what I do. I do. That's what I do. I talk about my shit. Like Tootie says, I share like 80% of my world with y'all. And that's true. She right. She ain't lying. She telling the truth. So it's like, I'm tired. Like, I can't begin to articulate how I'm tired. Like, I'm human, and I still feel like Hercules with the world resting on my shoulders. But it's like each time something happens, I feel like my whole body is being crushed underneath that big old world that's resting on my shoulders. So I'm trying to go about the rest of my day. Like, it looks like a little spot that I wanted to play my life. Like, it's literally come full circle because I eat Dunkin' Donuts that's inside this little kind of like convenience store, kind of like a 7-Eleven, but it's like a little mom and pop spot. Like, literally for the last 3 days. And I feel like everything in threes is like the trilogy, right? Okay, come on, y'all. Come on. Let everybody go where they need to go. All right, good. All right. So, I'm sitting here trying to drive and make my money. And, again, still not be in my feelings and all this stuff. So I'm literally praying, like, underneath my breath while I'm driving and stuff. Because I'm like, like, the good Lord knows what I'm going through, and I bring my problems to him because that's what we're supposed to do. It's just, sometimes it takes time to seek the answers or the resolutions that, you might be looking for, And so I'm sitting here praying underneath my breath. And I had a moment, y'all. Because it's like, me and Tootie were just talking about it, like, because she had called to check up on me. And I'm glad she called when she did, because I was having a moment. Like, I was able to get through my mom's birthday. Like, she has said that, like, this year was, like, the first time that she's noticed a difference where I'm not overly emotional about my mom's birthday. And that's true, because, like, this is the one time, like, I didn't cry last year, but, like, I was able to get through the day with not just being tearful, but I could actually say that this is the first time that I felt like I was in better spirits. You know what I mean? Like, I wasn't sad. And it's been 17 long years. It took 17 long years for me to get to this point where I could finally get through her birthday without the tears and without feeling sad. It took 17 long years. Okay. So, folks are going through their stuff too, and I'm trying to be sympathetic. I'm trying to be sympathetic, but they keep doing other stuff to me that's getting on my nerves, and I've made it very clear that I don't like how I'm being treated, because it's not like how it initially started, and it's too much, because at this point everybody feels like they playing games. Like, I feel like they playing a game, and this person is older, mind you. Okay, this person is not younger like the last person I was dealing with, like the last two people that I can honestly say were my boyfriend. They were younger. This person is older. And me and Tootie have had this whole little conversation too about dating older men and all that stuff. Like, at this point I can take it or leave it. Like, I can take it or leave it, because it's like, yeah, I too am well too set in my ways. Okay, don't forget who you talking to. Okay, don't forget who you listening to. Okay, yeah. Anywho, so I'm sitting here praying while I'm driving, because I'm having a moment. I'm in my head, and I'm not other shit that I have to take care of. On top of that, money today. So I'm trying to make the best and salvage the day to the best of my underneath my breath and stuff. And I'm like, I need a sign, like, because it's like I keep saying what I keep saying, because that's exactly how I feel, and people are not listening. They're not listening to me. They're not listening. Okay. So I was like, I need a sign, because this is some bullshit, and I'm not putting up with the bullshit no more. And so y'all, like, so I did like 4 runs. It took like 4 runs for me just to get $20 through DoorDash today. And it's dinner time, So my first order was decent. It was like $11, but the rest of them were like $3.50, $4. So I mean, it took like 4 runs to get my little $20. That's all I need, to play my lottery and stuff at this point. I'm definitely playing Powerball tonight, and then I'm gonna do my little workout, which I didn't get a chance to do earlier, to put in my little pick for tonight and all that stuff. So on my 3rd run, I had to go to Chipotle. So and like I said, it always takes me to the old area, with the Shyster Slim Lord Spanish lady. So I click on the thing. It said I had arrived, and the person's name that I'm picking up for is my mom's name. It was my mom's name. And I don't really get to see my mom's name. You know what I mean? I don't see my mom's name like that. So it had me in my feelings. And I feel like it is a sign. I don't know what exactly it means. I obviously have to pray on that too, because I don't know what that means. But I'm driving, y'all. Like, I literally just stopped to go pick up food, and I just broke out into tears. Like, I'm human. Okay, I'm human, and I'm going through a lot. I'm always going through a lot. And I open myself up. When I'm normally guarded, I have all the walls up, and I don't let people too close to me and stuff like that. I don't date, and I don't try to pursue relationships anymore. Like, because like me and Tootie, since I actually had a conversation with my ex recently, like, me and Tootie had talked about that too. Like, she knows how much I cared. Not my ex, but my ex-ex, Like, she knows how much I had actually cared about him, and she was like, well, it's just funny, that you thought that you had seen him. And I said, yeah, I did. It looked just like him, on the bus or whatever. So that's why I had called him. I was like, well, you just on the bus? I was like, I think I just passed you on the bus. He was in the house. So I was like, okay. So that brought up that whole little scenario situation for that to happen. And then all this shit that has been going on lately. I mean, it's just been literally the last few months. Like, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So they going through their stuff. I too am still going through my stuff, and I just feel like my feelings are still not being, accounted for. And then, like I said, I'm praying. Like, they're having their whole little moment today, because today is significant for them. I've already, got past my little stuff. And honestly, we haven't really even touched on the whole grief stuff yet, in therapy, because we're still, dealing with, my current living situation, and, what's been going on with that or whatever. But like I said, we're working on it, though. We're working on it. And like I said, she did call me to check up on me because she hadn't heard from me and stuff like that. I had my appointment. It took me over an hour to do more paperwork. So I hope there's no more paperwork that I have to do, because it's kind of annoying at this point. It's well over a month or so, a month and a half later. I don't want to have to do any more paperwork.